Hey there guys, it's your good pal Wiggly, and welcome back to more Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All Blind. In the last episode, we finished up the second investigation period, really getting to the heart of the accident that happened 6 months ago at the Very Big Circus, and the game more or less laid out exactly who the killer is, and we just need to prove it now in the second trial. Something I wanted to mention though, and I've been thinking this for a while, this is the 45th episode of Phoenix Wright that I have uploaded on my channel, including the first game, and every time that I have to start a new trial, and I'm on this screen, usually I like to start at this screen specifically, number one, because you get to see like the first bit of dialogue without it popping up beforehand, but also this song that is playing is such a good menu piece that really gets me hyped up whenever there's a new trial happening, and I wanted to mention that for a while now, so let's go ahead and get started. December 30th, 9:41 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. I fully expected a nick there, and my brain had to autocorrect that so fast. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I think you mean fabulous, Nick. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee-hee. Okay, I was like, who the heck is this? Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. That is a carton. That is not a glass. Regina! How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess! You came to watch my performance today. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah. She doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Yeah, she's kind of spacey. She's off in her own world, you know. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? I'll say. Oh my gosh. Top of the morning to you! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo! How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, governor! I can't do a British accent with that. Top of the morning. Top of the morning, laddies. That's the ticket. Attack in the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. True. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Double. Oh my, thanks. So how are you today, Wright? Well, I got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. This is not the highest stakes trial we've ever had. Don't you worry. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. Again? Alright, we're gonna have to really buckle down this time. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and the truth. And Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. Oh my god, Mo. Damn, you really care, huh? Mo is such a good character. I don't care what anybody says. I love this dude. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes. That's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Damn. Mo's gonna be a good ringmaster, I can feel it. Alrighty. Let's go, baby. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night crafting a mock-up at the scene on my orders. Oh god. Poor Gumshoe. Yep. Very well, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. True. Alright, my man. Sorry to do this to you. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Very Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene, suspiciously so. Yes. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Alright, what'd you see? I love how the birds followed him into the courtroom. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Okay. I don't think we're gonna... Okay. Just after 15 minutes. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna catch anybody on that simple of a technicality anymore. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Well, I've noticed something already. He has the hat. The hat was left at the scene of the crime. So that's in my back pocket now. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. Okay. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. I don't know. Oh, please don't punish me for pressing, because I don't know what else to do here. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. We're doing, like, double repeating. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Oh, you're throwing this out, huh? Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote in the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings. There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. A few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind. Suspicious. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front, but the hat? Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the... Got it. Okay. I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with the latest bit of his testimony. There sure was. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. Got it. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? That's so vague. We're really getting tricky now. Thank God I already figured it out. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order! Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Oh, man. Woof. We're getting right into the meat of it, huh? Acro's the real culprit. Whew. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. Oh boy, this went from 0 to fucking 11 real fast. On this occasion, accuses Acro. What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. Oh, please. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. For now. He's the bird is he sent it to attack Phoenix. Staying rather calm and collected. That's so good. I love that. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. Oh, stop playing that card. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things... See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. I don't think so. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. This is... okay. This is what I thought would happen if he wasn't the killer. For like a little bit when I first met him, I thought maybe that he wasn't. And I thought that everybody was going to be like, wow, Wiggly, you're horrible. Thinking the wheelchair-bound man is... Phoenix is a poopy head, damn. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? Cold. If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Okay, so... he didn't lie. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. No, I don't think so. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Well... maybe. Oh boy. Yes? It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, it seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Very well, let's continue. Who perchance would happen to be Acro's accomplice? Money the monkey. You don't say. Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going... Okay. Did you hear that? Hear what? Getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation. Foundation? Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that the person you've accused... No, I don't. I don't think I do. Oh, no. Oh, boy. This is tough. Oh, God. Uh-oh. I can't back out of this either. I don't think. Oh, God. Okay. I don't know. Do I have anything at all? I don't think so. Oh, God. I'm panicking now. I was on such a good roll, too. Fuck. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, let's just bail on that. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? This piece of evidence is lacking in persuasive... Yeah, of course. You didn't miss that sound, did you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You know, the sound of you receiving a penalty. Yeah, I deserve that one. I was really getting ahead of myself. What are you doing, Nick? Okay. I'm gonna say that no, he didn't have an accomplice. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. Shit. Oops. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order! That was my own fault for bullshitting ahead of time, I think. What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? He was in his room, for sure. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. It is not. It very easily explains the footprints. I just don't know how exactly you did it yet, unless you dropped the box on him. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? No, that wasn't Max. Okay. I'm seeing what's going on. I got it. Okay. But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of his legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingley committed the crime, Mr. Wright. Okay. So, sorry, I was thinking there. I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingley use to commit the crime of the murder against Russell Berry? He used Max's bust. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? Yeah, okay. He dropped the bust on the ringmaster's head and, like, hoisted it up back through the window. That's what I'm thinking. And Money stole the 3 symbols. That's what I'm working on right now. It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a 3rd-story window. Nice, nice! Yes! Ah! See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. That's quite a way to phrase that. Order, order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust, true. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, 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 Acro. You can't run away from Ow! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. Definitely. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Well, we gave it a shot. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful toward him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Yep. Just like every prosecutor. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Could have just been chance? Maybe? I have no doubts in regards to the witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself far out enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Okay. I suppose I could have lifted something inside of that bust. Let's press. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own 2 hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let Money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before? Okay, okay. Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling. Okay. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat and only my legs were injured. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix. So competitive. I wouldn't lose either, slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Maya, what the hell? Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. A Yogi Bear reference? Okay. Hey, boo-boo! However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. You didn't really have to look out the window. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important viewpoint. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. It makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window? Thus, there's no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. Ooh! Ooh! Okay, I think I get it. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. It's sketchy. Maybe. It was planned that... Okay. That does make sense. If only I could prove somehow. Okay. That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Thus it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. Main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. Okay. Tool. Tool. It's not the time, right? Because, like, if he knew the murderer was going to be outside the... I'm torn here. Did Monkey help... Or, Monkey. Did Money help him? Or did he just know from the time to drop it? That's the ticket, Nit. Show them what you've got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. Okay, okay. Impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Okay. Huh? No, damn it. Fuck. I thought I had it, man. Ugh. Damn it. Okay, okay. It'd be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Oh, God. Okay. No. No, man. Okay. Shit. I know what happened. I just... What am I missing? Well... The box, the pepper. That's all I have is these two things. Okay, well, I've presented I presented money on this, and I presented the thing on this. So all I have now is to, like, present on the other option, hoping that I was incorrect. Okay, I'm probably gonna take a death here. But I really don't feel like there's any other direction for me to go. Okay. No. Okay, I'm wrong. Then what the hell am I missing here? Oh, damn it. I really thought I was on a roll. Okay. Well, let's read that again and give it another shot. Man, I've been racking my brain on this for a while now, and I just don't... What tool? What... How did he know where the head of the ringmaster would be? What the hell am I missing here? Oh, okay. Okay, I got it. Okay. Wow, that took so long for me to... So, there was a problem going on there in my head. Okay, hold on. Well, first, let's see if I'm correct. Would have been impossible. There's no way I could force... Impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Okay, was the box already there? Okay. Shit. Well, alright. I was under the impression that... Wow, I really had to think outside of my own brain for that one. I was under the impression that the ringmaster took the box outside to meet with the person at the time. But if the box was already there, then that makes sense. He placed it there, or Money placed it there, and then he would have known exactly where the dude was. Okay. Damn. I really had to break my own, like... I had to break out of my own thought process there. That was wild. You really didn't need to... You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew that. You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. That makes a lot more sense why he slumped over the box, too. Instead of him carrying it and then, boom, got hit on the head and just fell over, happened to fall that direction. Okay, that lines up a lot better than what I was thinking. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. Yeah, okay. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? And that makes sense because Max wasn't like, he took the big box out with him. You know, though he didn't notice that he probably took his clothes too. But when Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Okay, yeah. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order, order, order. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. I really panicked there for a while. I was really stumped. And it wasn't even the game's fault, it was just my own. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here, forward. So the next question I have is who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright! Ow! Oh, Jesus, come on! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. Not really. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The weight? It is a heavy box. Yeah. I mean, like... the contents don't have anything to do with that. The size isn't as important as the weight, so we'll roll with that. The box has a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds, which is really not that heavy, but just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? Yeah, so his head is... Yep, okay. That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Okay, I'm feeling back on the road again. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. Why? What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I do remember. Okay. I see where this is going. I'm ahead of you. I got you. I remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? I know exactly how. You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Ah! Well, I tried to give the accomplice, but the game told me no, so... Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. All right, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? Money. A monkey? Everyone knows money. He loves shiny object of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Ooh. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Oh. Gah! Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Fair enough. Order, order! I said order, Miss Von Karma! Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon, purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Wow, brain, thank you. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Well, if it's the bust, then, like... Ah! There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. But that's true! How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? So you think Mo was sound now, Judge? Sorry, I'm still salty about that. Nick, don't let her beat you down. Don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? I mean, he saw the bust. That's why there were no footprints. He saw Max's Ow! I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. There was no other person. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. Damn, Phoenix. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. I love how quick she whipped him, too. How was that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. That is weird, actually. Hold on. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one of the cards in the bust's hands. Hang one off the cards. That's what it says. Okay. Goddamn, brain. Idiot. Who in their right mind would put a cloak on the bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? Duh, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put that cloak on the bust? Well, we know Russell Berry was wearing the outfit. For whatever reason. I actually don't know why. Still. That's weird, actually. Why was he wearing... I don't have a reason for that yet, but we know pretty soundly that he was, so he had to have, but why? Why would he do that? And how? If he got instantly killed... What? Hold on. Fool, him? You're saying that it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Placed the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself! Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? Not really! I'm flying by the seat of my pants! I don't know how this happened, but okay. I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. I'm glad you are! There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night. Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. Why? But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim... Really? What? What? No, that, what? No. No fucking way. Come on. You just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? How? That doesn't make any sense. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. What? I'm really taken aback by this. What the fuck? That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Jesus Christ. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up. And that's how the flying happened. I can't believe the coincidence. So we can be like, yes, the cloak magically snagged onto the thing, but also there's no way that he could have known. It couldn't have been a coincidence that he just dropped the thing at 10 p.m. No. This logic, I'm not gonna lie. It's a fun case, but this logic's kind of shaky, man. I don't know. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now, huh? I get it. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale, but do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Oh my god, okay. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. Okay. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Is it... I mean, that explains the footprints. But also... for Moe to have been sure that it was... Hold on. Let me think this through first, before I start throwing things out again. for Mo to have been sure that it was Max, he would have had to have seen the 3 symbols, right? But oh, I get it. Okay, I feel like this is a situation where it's 2 ahead for the game, and I'm gonna be penalized even though I'm right. Okay, hear me out. Okay. For Mo to have been sure that it was Max, having seen the 3 symbols, and also for the hat to have been left behind, this has to have been how it happened, because the bust has a hat. Right? Is that it? The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. True, it does. Okay, damn! I figured that one out on my own. I feel like I made up for the other thing with the box. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remembering what Mo said yesterday, he testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. I got it. Let's go. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust. I'm back, baby. I'm on top of it again. Makes sense if you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night, but the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. Okay, I'm behind Phoenix on this one again. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? They went behind the cards. That's so crazy, though. Did you get it? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would have ended up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! Order! God damn. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me, I'll say. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. And they're both still so calm. Why? Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. I have a perfectly good motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude toward the ringmaster. Well, okay. We're going to have to prove that he meant to kill Regina and not the ringmaster, then. The funny thing about this is that if the crazy cloak thing didn't happen, then Mo would have just seen the bust go into Acro's room, and then everybody would have known that he did it. That's the craziest part. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What did we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well, however, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Oh boy, okay. We're not quite out of the woods yet, but I feel like we're probably through the worst of it. We just have to prove that, unless I'm just assuming things, because I can't personally think of a reason why he would want to kill the ringmaster. It's very obvious that he wanted to kill Regina because he stuffed the note in her pocket. And she just happened to put it up on the board. So we're going to need her to like testify about that or something. Oh God. Okay. There's still a mess ahead of us, but we're most of the way there. Thank you all for watching this episode of Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All Blind. I've been Guildmaster Wiggly. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. If you are new, consider subscribing. If you want to follow my socials or join my Discord, they're in the description. And I hope to see you all in the next one when we presumably finish up Case 3.